Katie Boo. Hey girl, how are you? You've got to be the only girl in the world who's getting prettier as she ages. Be careful with the makeup now, because, there's a technique to, rejuvenation. Because your cells just keep making copies of themselves, so if they're too moist all the time, they're saturated, and they get all waterlogged and shit. Damaged easier, and they kind of lose their elasticity because they're kind of like blah. And if they're too dry, it's just the opposite. I don't wear makeup, but I can tell you how to. And not that I tell you what to do, but and all the chemicals and shit. You're pretty good. Sometimes they get a little crazy with cheese whiz. Sometimes it's blatantly obvious, like, oh yeah, who's all dolled up. I don't read your comments, but you probably got some silly simp boys, who are like, oh, you're so pretty, oh. I mean, not like me. When I say it, it's different, when I say it, it's just different. So, it's like, I mean it. I don't mean it like in a, thirsty way, like, oh, I'm complimenting you desperately. Please acknowledge me. No, bitch. God damn. You got a good thing going. Well, not really. I mean, because I know you want to get married, have kids and whatnot. You must have all kinds of. You must be the happiest girl in the whole world. You probably got all kinds of silly boys wanting to wife you up. And they're like, oh, look at me. This is what I bring to the table. I own my own company. I have 50 employees who answer to me. I make this much a year. This is what my stock portfolio looks like. Ooh. Then you got some other schmuck who's like, well, I ain't that guy, but I'm fun. That guy just works all the time. I own a car wash. And people, you'd be surprised at how much money people spend on their cars. And it's all automated. I got a couple employees that are just sort of, I got like 10 people who work for me, in total. Maybe 4 to 6 at any given time. My hobbies include, but are not limited to, hang gliding, building little cabins in the wilderness and sleeping in them. Some survival shit, but nothing too extreme, Water skiing, anything that involves having a good time. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, baby doll, baby doll. Hey, how do you now? Yeah. Come get your car washed. I'll get you a wax job. Do the rims up, armor all the tires, the dash. Shit, that bitch would be smelling like a fucking new car for a week. And then there's another guy who's like, well, I'm pretty conservative, but I like to have fun. And, well, I am the manager at a McDonald's, and I have big plans. I'd like to be a manager at, a Fortune 500 company. Maybe be a stockbroker someday, like in those movies. You ever seen those movies with, like, the stockbrokers? But we all got to start somewhere, and there's something to be said for working your way from the bottom up. You know what I mean? Unlike a lot of people who are powerful people who make a lot of money, I scrubbed tables, and I bussed tables, and I took orders, and I did that for 10 years. And now I'm the manager at a fucking McDonald's. I mean, it's a chain, it was like given to me by McDonald's, not Ronald McDonald, but I did go to the Ronald McDonald College where of burgerology, it's a real thing. Where they taught me how to be a manager. You want kids? Well, kids love Happy Meals. And my McDonald's, we didn't retire the play place. Our play place is awesome. It's got the ball pit, Remember? You remember the ball pit. And the little hamburger dude, you know, and yeah, I love kids. So I got so much potential. I'm humble, okay? You know, there won't always be car washes. And there won't always be, you know, the stock market. And there won't always be boats. And there won't always be, you know, lakes. But there will always be McDonald's. So, anyway, I'm wanting to get my foot in the door into the research and development department and the advertisement. You know, I mean, I'm upwards and onwards. You know, McDonald's is part of America. You know, what do you think of when you think about America? You think about Snoop Dogg, Hulk Hogan, and McDonald's. So, anyway, oh, girl, you must have to beat him up with a stick. But, anyway, I'm coming around in my job. I'm getting more efficient because I'm always doing 4 different things at once. You know, and I gotta, you know, like at the other site, there's different responsibilities involved as far as like triage and shit, you know. Okay, this order comes in, we got this order to make for tomorrow, then you got a load of trucks, and we got a big ass order on Friday, so better squeeze in time and crank out, you know, at least, you know, like 25 tons of that today. But we got, you know, 100 tons of that we need tomorrow, and then 50 tons, you know, and you gotta like, you know. But all that chump does is drive, scoop, drive, dump, drive, scoop, drive, dump. What a chump. I'm actually working that dirt, you know what I mean? And then, you know, it's uneven ground, and the skills to pay the bills. So, anyway, and like I said, 4 things always going on at the same time. Everything's always moving and shaking because everything's in different phases, you know? And it's everything I can do just to keep up. So, anyway. Oh, shit. I don't have anything to say. I'm just... Gosh, party. Did I already mention this? The one where you were like done up in the... Oh, you were done up to the hilt, and that I mean, you look like a clown. You did. You know, the stuff you got going on now, some of your latest stuff, it's like, whoa, Jack, okay, hey, who's a pretty girl? Oh, hey, who's all dolled up? Who are you getting dolled up for? The boys or the girls or both? Or for yourself? Or all 3? Woo, look at you. You know, and it's like blatantly obvious, you know, for someone like me, you know, like I said, oh, look who's all dolled up. But at the same time, it's like, shit, yeah, you do look good. But, you know, for a dolled up, you know, fake up, you know, to the hilt party girl. But, you know, sometimes you just sort of make the eyes pop, you know, the mascara. That's really good. So, kind of toned it down with the shiny face as of recently. That's fucking bullshit. But I don't really think you're completely in control of like your emotions or your thoughts or your feelings. Well, emotions and feelings. Well, emotions run deep. Feelings are just like, But, and that's cool. And all your friends are just a little bit younger, and they're all married with children. Shit. And ironically, you're the prettiest one of them out of them all. Anyway. Well, you ain't gotta worry about that. Oh yeah, the stuff with the, you kind of got the bigger ass there going on. I like you kind of step up there in your butt cheek, kind of do the sting and the stuff and whatnot. You might be able to see it a little bit jigging that wiggle, but how about so. Yeah. It's not bad. You got some decent stuff in there. I mean, it's all the same shit. It's kind of funny, you know. Like, you got any questions for me? No. You've answered them all. You know, your other audio presentations. That is so untrue because I don't answer them. I just say like, "Do you have any?" And you say no. Ah, well, somebody's overthinking things. Anyway. Oh, and those two shorts. Oh, baby in blue. Ooh, yeah. Do the finger trade. Those are good. Yeah. So I don't know why you don't do different stuff. You know, it's just you're in a rut. You just absolutely can't. Maybe that's why you're single. You know, you can't. You always do the same shit and just blast it to hell. You know, or whatever. You know. And the dude's like, oh shit. You know, and they probably try and remain friends because they're like, oh, I don't want to give up this, you know, and you're like, you know, anyway. My coworker dude asked me if I would help him move again this weekend. That's the third fucking time he's asked me that. Now, it's always been just a one trip deal. I'll drive in, okay, one load, just move a couch and this, that, and that. So, but his parents are moving, and he said, you know, if not, that's totally cool. But I gotta admit, you know, I mean, I would never be like rude or anything because he's a good guy, but it's like, shit. You gotta have other friends, man. You know, because we're not really friends. We're just friends at work, you know. And it's like, do your parents have friends or? What's the deal? You know? So, he'll make me some tacos and I trust him. I don't think he's putting pubes in there or anything. He is gay, though. Yeah, I don't know if I said this or not, but he's all, "Can I have a hug?" Well, absolutely not. You cannot. He's like, just a half hug? And I said, no. I said, I got a thing about people touching me. If you hug me, I'm going to slam you down on the ground and stand on your face. And I wouldn't have literally done that, but I would, like, you know, kind of, you know, hey, now I told you, you know, not like rough or anything crazy, but, you know, oh, because here's the thing, I know what he's doing. So, and you don't do that with anybody just because, you know, you're a bro, I'm a bruh, you know, we work together. You wouldn't do that with anybody else, would you? Can I have a hug? The fuck you can. But he didn't. So, but I thought he was. It's like, please don't. Please don't. And again, that's, you know, whoa, Jack. Whoa. Whoa. You can't have a motherfucking hug. Shit. Anyway. Guess that's all I gotta say. Sweet kitty, baby. Ooh, ASMR. The highlight of my evening. Oh, yeah. It's a nice dichotomy, you know what I mean? And I started masturbating to a lot more, you know? So. Did I just say that out loud? Oh, shit. Well, so much for that Sigma Chicken Alpha Salamander Commander Frog Dog Nugget Turkey Baster. Turkey Baiter. Anyway. Hey, whatever. So. You're a pretty girl. Got a pretty mouth. And pretty face, and pretty eyes, and a kicking ball. Oh, like I said, don't actually know what kind of butt crack or butt cheeks you got or anything like that. But you kind of seem kind of plumped up a little bit. There is an envelope. You don't want like a fat ass or anything like that. But yeah, I'll have to go watch that. Yeah, and what's her name? What the fuck is wrong with you? Holy shit. You're one of them stupid chicks. Don't know how stupid you look. Anyway, I was just thinking the other day, there's a barbecue place where I used to work. I should make a special trip and go up there. I'll take you up there, and then I'll take you to, like, they have a cheesecake factory in Chicago. That's down in, like, Denver. And, like, whatever. Maybe we'll see Mrs. Butthead. We can point at her and laugh. You two can fight. Hair pulling. Ripping off of shirts. I'll probably have to fight the Gweed because he'd be pissed off and insecure. Well, maybe not. Well, no, not insecure, but genuinely, like, pissed off that I laughed at his woman. So... he's probably a trained killer and shit, so. Come on, man! Anyway. Pardon my enthusiasm. It's just, it's a great day to be in love, so. Anyway. I mean, I watched your video. You posted it yesterday, but I didn't it. Ooh, and your stupid dumb dog. So, she's not stupid or dumb. Right. What made you decide to buy her? Did you seek out that breed, or were you walking past a pet store? How much is that doggy in the window? Was it licking the window, literally, and you're like, oh my God, I must have this dog. Like I said, it's the wrong breed for out here. It's going to have to be a house dog. I mean, if I wasn't a troll, did that sort of shit. And this wasn't complete utter fucking bullshit. So, there's nothing we could do. Like, there's only so much. We'd have to shave her entire body. Like, what if we just left her tail? Like a cat tail. Like the weed. Anyway. What were those bugs in the background? Were those katydids? What the fuck? One day it's, sirens and fire truck, and horns and bitch, you better have my fuck, get a job, you bum, I didn't raise you like this, and just all the stuff that, the lady with the curlers, in her hair and all that, and other days it's just birds. Are you sure that's not a soundtrack? Katie Boo. Anyway. Yeah, there's a bunch of places we'll have to go eat that are like unique. Well, Casa Bonita. Holy shit. Just look it up. Their food used to be so bad, it probably still is. You don't go there for the food at all. You don't even really go there for the atmosphere. I mean, once you've been there once, that's pretty much good. You take your first trip to Casa Bonita as a Coloradan, when you're like 6 or 7 years old, and you're like, okay, we don't ever have to come back here again. So, but out-of-town guests, you gotta take them to Casa Bonita. So don't think about it, just do it. You and me, girl. Mustard's Last Stand. That's also down there in Denver. I don't know if it's a hot dog place. Cinzetti's, it's like an Italian place, but it's like set up like a buffet. We'll be going to a couple legitimate buffets too. Soft serve ice cream. Ooh, shit, girl. I brought you a swirl with sprinkles and a glass of chocolate milk. And you being you'd be like, I can't eat another bite. Literally, I ate my half of my, I don't know, turkey and potatoes and some asparagus and a little sliver of brownie, and I can't eat. Oh, good. And I'll just like I did it on purpose, like, okay, well, I don't want to waste it, when really I did it on purpose just so I could eat 2 desserts, soft serve. Oh yeah, our life together is gonna be so amazing.